What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 250 of the Good Kraken podcast. I'm one of your hosts today, Ernell Pearson, alongside our baby boy. That's right, it is Good Kraken's very own Jason Ray. DJ, how are you this fine evening, my friend?
I'm doing all right, man. Just went to class today, took a midterm, and went home, had some food. I'm now on fall break actually, so it's not
Yes,
next
okay.
week. It's like half of this week until like Tuesday of next week.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it's like a little short break. But I still got so much work to do. It's
Yeah, you
hilarious.
like
Like
stuff you're gonna be doing over spring break or
yeah, over this fall break,
or
like
fall
there's
break, excuse me,
just
not spring break.
assignments. Yeah, like the professors started assigning shit during the break, so it's like not really a whole break, but I'll take whatever I can get, I guess.
The ability to still sleep in and stay up late and all that good stuff.
Yeah, a
Or
little bit, a little
yeah,
bit.
okay. Well, I'm glad that you're gonna be able to kind of get some sleep. You know, what I'm saying? Like, a
Hmm.
little bit. I hope that you don't completely obliterate your sleep schedule again like you did your last break, but I'm praying for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, just for everybody at home, we were also supposed to have Garrick tonight, but unfortunately, he's currently having some technical problems. AKA
Yeah.
his computer is just
Not
it's
happy.
being funky. It's
I
not
don't think he
very.
should have went to Windows 11, to be honest. I don't think he should have.
He's just revert back. That bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just reboot that hoe. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I mean, Windows 11. I have it on my work computer, and it hasn't done a whole lot of
It's
bad.
not bad, but it's like you have to. I give it a whole year, so they like fucking
Always.
update the shit out of it,
Always, yeah.
and then like fix it so it's nice, and then upgrade. Because then it's just like, it
Yeah.
just it doesn't feel right. Windows 10 feels perfect. I don't know why they would change it,
See, the
but
the
who knows?
the pivotal mistake that he made was that he downloaded Windows 11 onto his computer, and that's it. Like he just,
And that's it.
he did the setup, changed it from Windows 10 to Windows 11. That was a mistake that he made. Yeah. So for you folks at home, don't do that yet. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
don't do it yet.
Unless you bought a new computer that already comes on with it. Like I have it on my laptop. There's
Garrick,
always a choice. Garrick is always a choice. You can always circumvent the update. There's always a way.
He wasn't a choice. He fucks in the chat.
There's always a choice.
We love you, Garrick. We love you, buddy. It's okay. Do what you can, and we'll figure it out later. Is our motto. You know what I'm saying? That and skate fast and eat ass. That's our second motto.
Something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Some like that.
So DJ, you and I are going to be handling this tonight ourselves. We've been making a lot of content together recently. You know what I mean? A lot of
Sure.
content together.
Yeah.
It's like
Absolutely.
the people at home. It's the Ernell and DJ show at this point. You know what I mean? Just
That's true. Yeah.
Ernell.
Dirt Durnell's
Durnell.
Jack and
Durnell.
Yeah.
Durnell Jackin.
Durnell Jack and show.
Don't like that.
You know?
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Durnell Jackin cast. That's what
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, God. Anyways, today we're not talking about jacking it. Today we're talking about I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you. Would you like to play a 10th game? The tropes we love and much, much more, because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics of the show, get exclusive post-show content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Yar.
Thank you, good sir. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest on entertainment, that is totally fine. You watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, though, you also have Twitch Prime, DJ.
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you that are listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
That's our review jingle, if you didn't know.
Yeah, review jingle.
Yeah, that's the review.
Copyrighted?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Guys, we have some captain's orders. Mostly, the only, our review of The Creator is now available on YouTube and your podcast service of choice. We did a full-on spoiler-free review.
Yeah, spoiler free.
Spoiler free, yeah, 100% spoiler free, especially after the edit.
1000% spoiler free. You know what's crazy about The Creator? Have you seen its Rotten Tomatoes score?
You know what? Actually, I have.
It's like I think it's in the 70s and 60s. Audience score is like 70, and the tomato score is like 65 or some shit.
Yeah, is that surprising though? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and then someone on Twitter that someone I follows
8%. Yeah,
they said it was weirdly racist, and a lot of people agreed. And I was like, what? Racist to who?
To the Asian folks that are in it? Is that what they're trying to say?
I guess that was the point they were making. I guess they said it. It was an Asian person too made the tweet, and they were like, this isn't like this film isn't gonna send a message to the execs saying like you shouldn't make a movie that's boring and weirdly racist. There's something along those lines.
First off, it wasn't boring. Okay,
it was definitely not boring.
Definitely not boring. That was the least of the problems.
To me, it was not racist. As an Asian American, is not racist at all.
I didn't catch.
And I'm like, and I quote tweeted. I'm like, so I mean, give me if I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. The main character saw it, or first of all, the film is an anti-war film. It's definitely an anti-war film.
Yeah.
Second, the main character actually sides with the Asian people who are for AI.
Right. Who would have thunk?
So to combat the white people on the American side who want AI to be dead and want the war to keep going. Mm-hmm. So how? Well, I was like, you lost me. You lost me. Unless if it's racist because I don't know, a Japanese and a Vietnamese person can talk to each other in their own language, then I guess there's a lot to talk about because.
They did do that. They did do that.
But I'm saying I would rather see Asian people be depicted that way. I'll be honest.
Like communicating with each other? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and like actually having things in common instead of like being divided as we are.
Yeah.
Like by ethnicities. You know what I mean? Like,
like
cultures.
One of us thinking that a movie is racist while the rest of us don't think that at all. Like, because I would understand.
I was questioning, like, did they even watch the movie? Like, you could clearly see how anti-war or an anti like whatever the fuck,
anti-U.S. invasion into other countries.
Yeah, anti-imperialism. Like, it's all there. That movie. That's like the whole point.
I would maybe understand the argument
unless Gareth Edwards puts the fucking title screen again, The Creator under it. This is an anti-war, anti-imperialism film. Then they wouldn't get it. I swear, they still wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I would understand the argument if they had the typical shit of ooh, Asian guy bad, right? And the bad guy was the Asian dude, but the bad guy was very blatantly the military white woman.
Yeah.
like very
Yeah,
clearly.
like manipulating and you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like
Yeah, yeah.
it's not even a savior film either. It's not
No,
even
no
like
one
some
is
white
getting
savior.
saved
No,
there. No one.
no one wins really.
Yeah.
But besides the AIs at the end, but like you know,
Whoa,
eh,
whoa, split. No, anyone would have guessed that. Anyone would have fucking guessed
anyone
that.
gets that
I know. Yeah, the bad
AIs
guys
win.
won. The bad guys won in a sci-fi
Yeah,
action movie. Yeah,
yeah, apparently the racist bad guys won. So
yeah, the racist bad guys, which makes the movie racist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For Garrick, I actually really want to see this. It looks tight. I fear if movies like this get slept on, we'll slowly lose original IPs. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't perfect, but it was good. It was a good movie. Like,
And for how much the budget was, it was fantastic.
all things considered. Well,
And how good
anyways,
it looked.
you
Yeah.
guys can hear more about the creator over on our YouTube channel and podcast service of your choice, where we have our wonderful spoiler-free review. Spoiler-free after my fuck up is edited out, so you can go go check that out over there. Enjoy yourselves. In the meantime, though, DJ, we have some stuff for you and I to talk about, my friend. What are we doing next?
Well, just kidding. I was trying to fake freeze.
Well,
Well, it's all hands on deck, baby, because we're about to talk some real shit. Hands on deck.
hands on deck, hands on deck. I didn't know if that was you saying it the first time, so I was like, oh shit. Wow, you just went right into it.
Yeah.
DJ, my boy, you have obviously, considering our stream from last week, you have been diving headfirst into a wonderful piece of content that we've just recently had released to us. One specifically that has taken the world ablaze here. It is Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty, my friend. Please, DJ,
sir.
tell us all about it, my friend.
Man, this is the first and last expansion for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes, it
After
is.
a massive 2.0 update, has updated the game. It feels better than ever before, and it is such a dream to play. And now we have this expansion that they've been working on, which unlocks a new area of Night City called Dogtown, which is under its own jurisdiction and under its own rule. And you are tasked with saving the president. You're contacted by this netrunner named Somi or Songbird, and she contacts you via the relic in your head.
Like the one that Johnny's in?
Yeah, the one that Johnny is, and
Oh, okay.
she contacts you through that, and she can actually see and touch Johnny,
Oh,
and
shit.
can
Okay.
banish him if she just wants to talk to you solo. So
Oh, shit,
through that,
okay.
she's badass. Like yeah, she's like a powerful netrunner. She works for the NUSA, which is the the new United States of America.
Okay. Okay. So she's
And
a
so she
fed.
tasked you with saving the president because Space Force One is about to crash land into Dogtown, and your job is to save the president. And then after that, you lose contact with Somi, and you save the president, or the president tasks you with finding another contact within Night City, within Dogtown, that she believes you can trust to help you find Somi, and that character is Idris Elba's Solomon Reed,
Okay.
and
Okay.
he plays as a sleeper agent. He's been undercover for 7 years, and now he's being called back up for his service, and now you and him have to work together to find Songbird. And this expansion is probably one of the best things I've played.
Wow.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
it feels like you're playing a spy action movie. Like
Yeah.
think of the best spy action movie you could think of and put it in cyberpunk setting, and that's what you get. And you're playing it. You're learning the tricks that like Solomon Reed's kind of taking you under his wing slightly, teaching you some of the tricks of the trade, interrogation, espionage, stealthing, like it there's so much to this expansion. It feels like a whole new game. They could sell this as a whole new game. And it is priced like so. Like $30 to $40. in this expansion. But there's so much content. They added new cars. You actually have relic powers. You can Somi gives you the power to activate the relic,
Uh-huh.
and you get new perks and um, new abilities through the relic, and you can find more points to spec into. It's a whole new skill tree as well. Um, Also, your level cap is increased from 50 to 60 if you're from max level.
Okay.
Um, and you get new side missions and gigs through Mr. Hands, who has ties into that area. He's a fixer you would meet in the regular base game, but he has way more pull and way more story and lore to figure out in the expansion in Dogtown. And Dogtown is it is sectioned off from Night City, but like you have to pass through a gate every time. But after a certain point in the expansion story, you can actually freely go between Night City and Dogtown. You're not stuck in Dogtown
But for a little
for the
while,
expansion.
you are
Yeah,
kind of
you're a little
confined
while
to
you're
it. Okay.
just opening up, but it actually plays in tandem with the rest of your story as your character V. And I was telling this to Garrick. Some of the gigs and side missions you do in the base area can also affect side missions and gigs in Dogtown if you do them, and like the way they're completed and the way people
Oh.
react to you. So it's not just like a separate like story. It's actually connected to everything that's going on.
So
Um,
it feels like you are actually just going to another part of town.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it feels natural, and all the missions, the main missions, feel so good. Um, um, and they're so layered, and there's a lot of there's a lot of choices. There's so many choices that it can branch the story off one way or the other, and it is wild. There is one like turning point in the story, which it branches off, but I'm not gonna spoil that. But there is a fork in the road where one choice could lead somewhere completely different, and one choice could lead somewhere else differently.
Okay.
It is so sick. All the characters, the writing, Solomon Idris Elba as Solomon, he kills it. He fucking kills it as this like secret NUSA like secret agent, dude. He's fucking badass. He's like cool, calm, and collected, but he has that slight bit of charm to him. And you also meet another NUSA agent named Alex. Um, all the gadgets and cool shit that you get. There's this augment that you get later in the story where like they carve out your face and they put like this fucking imprint on you, and then you could like once you activate it, you literally turn into a different person. You look and all your mannerisms and your voice is different, and
Oh
you use that
wow.
to get undercover into certain areas, and it's really sick. And even like just the gigs, which is like the smaller missions, have layers of choice as well. In Dogtown, like some of the gigs, like I had to pause because I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like this could affect another part of the story. Like that's how impactful most of these missions are. It's super sick.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I do
yeah,
have some questions for you in regards
yeah.
to
What's
some of
up?
this. So firstly, I wanted to know, I was watching the trailer. Okay.
Hmm.
I am a proud owner of a monster fucker permit, right? I actually have it right here. My monster
Mm.
fucker
Monster.
permit. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a signature there and
Okay.
everything, right? Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that I also might need to get a robot fucker permit because all these robot people in this are looking like fucking snacks. Firstly,
Yeah, you're talking about Songbird, the one with the red hair,
I mean,
like that.
all of them. I mean,
All
even
of them.
Idris. You know what I'm saying? Even Idris. Is there any new romance options available? That's what I need to know first and foremost.
No, there is
Okay.
no new romance
Okay.
options available. But if you once you complete the Phantom Liberty expansion, and you'll know when you complete it, it's like a real like Phantom Liberty story. It'll be labeled separate as well in your quest bar.
Okay.
Um, if you go a specific path through the story, you will unlock a new ending to the main game, which you can enact,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
that affects some of the romances you already have. So if you're romancing
Mm.
Judy, or if you're romancing Panam, River, or Carrie,
Hmm.
um, like I don't know if you rolled credits on Cyberpunk. You
I
rolled
did.
credits, right?
Yes. Yeah. Many,
So you
many moons
remember,
ago.
like in
Yes.
the credits, they have the holo calls during the
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah.
So there'll be some new ones there, and also before that, in the ending, you'll have a chance to call some of your romance partners and other characters through this ending.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
because
Okay.
they CD Project Red said this is an ending where V will live. Because all the other endings either have them dead, or kind of up in the air in terms of their like mortality.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
but CD Projekt Red confirmed like this ending is where V lives indefinitely until like they die in natural causes or something.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
For sure. Okay. Well, my next question being far more serious than my
mhm.
robot fucker permit, which
Yeah, sure.
I'm ordering tonight. Uh, do you feel, because this is the last and only DLC that Cyberpunk is
Hmm.
going to be getting, do you feel like it ends in a way that makes that feel good? And is this DLC full enough that you feel that that's okay?
I believe this expansion is full enough for that to be okay, because the way CD Projekt Red uh, defines expansions and DLC, because they said there will be no more expansions like Phantom Liberty. There will be no more like different areas and like these branching big stories,
Sure.
but there will be DLC. There will
Okay.
be more content added. Like I don't know if you remember when they first updated the game to 1.6, where
Yes.
they added like some new guns and a new car,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, and the Edge Runners
Okay.
update, basically, like they added some content like that. So I'm sure, and they added some new gigs as well. So I'm pretty sure they'll keep adding like new gigs, like small stuff, like maybe a new iconic weapons or a new car or like some new feature, because I'm pretty
Sure.
sure
Sure.
they have enough on the cutting room floor from all the planned expansions that they had to like just incorporate them as future free updates as a way to compensate players.
Sure.
But I don't think that they'll make a paid expansion like this again. Like I think that's what they meant when they said no more
And
of
the, and
those.
this and this was good enough that you feel okay with that.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is 100% worth it. If you play Cyberpunk a lot and you enjoy it, I think this is 100% worth it to
It
buy.
didn't leave you wanting more, I suppose, is a better way to phrase that.
Mm. It left me satisfied,
Okay. Okay.
even with the choices I made, because I know that I could have chosen completely different, and the story would have played out completely different, and I would have had different sections to play. I was satisfied with my ending of the Phantom Liberty expansion, and um, it makes me want to replay it on like a different character and do different choices.
That was going to be my next
Um,
question: is do you see
yeah,
yourself sort of like going through the cycle again with a different character?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
because there is like when told you there was that fork in the road,
Yeah.
a fork in the road decision. Like I chose one way, but the other way has plenty of more content and more shit to pick up, and I will
Oh
never see
wow.
it because I went one way.
Oh
Like
wow. Okay.
that's how big of a choice that is, right? So I'm thinking of I could have saved it like right before and then like did it again, but I kind of
Sure.
want to do a whole new build, whole new character, because the revamped build system and perk system really allows me to like replay the game again. Because remember, like um in the previous update, it wasn't really rewarding to make another character, right?
Right.
It
Right.
like there was like you could like there was some other ways to like build your character, but it wasn't too much of a freedom to, right? And it didn't
Sure.
feel fulfilling to just do everything all over again. But with the update and with this expansion, I kind of just want to do it all over again and play differently, play like a whole different play style.
Okay. Okay. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I suppose that's all the main questions that I have pretty thoroughly answered here. I mean, let's talk about it. If you could give Phantom Liberty a score right now with what you have experienced, because obviously there's a side of this that you haven't
Mhm.
yet, what would you give it?
For an expansion for a game that uh, took its time to be good, and now that it's finally good and finally playable and accessible for most, um, for 40 or for like 30 to 40 bucks, this is a 10 out of 10 experience. If you love Cyberpunk, it's 10 out of 10. It
Okay.
it gives the game 20 plus extra hours of content.
Wow. Okay. That's more than
Like
I thought it would be.
I,
All right.
I mean, I ran through it, but I know I left some things on the table, and like with the different choices and branching paths, you can easily squeeze out 20 hours from the expansion alone, and like the expansion area alone, with
Yeah.
the gigs, the side jobs, and like just and going through the story, like it's it's really good. I found myself like I was like, this feels like totally different. Like this feels like a whole new game, and it also it feels like a movie, man. It's so cinematic. You feel like you feel so immersed in like a James Bond movie, dude. And like you're just going through all this like spy shit, espionage, getting new gadgets, and like sneaking in, and it's so good. It's so good.
Okay. All right, my friend. I see you. So before we move on, I guess I will ask this. Generally speaking, give me one piece of advice that I need because I made a new character. I'm making my way
Hmm.
through some of the campaign. I'm not even past like the prologue stuff. Basically, like I haven't even
Yeah.
met Johnny yet. Like I
Hmm.
just got done beating the Maelstrommers
Yeah.
last night, like the first one to get like the flathead, that stuff. I just
Hmm.
finished that stuff the other night. So what is the one piece of advice that you could give me for Phantom Liberty or leading into Phantom Liberty that I will need to
I
get there?
I believe that if you want to feel like the badass merc that you are in the game, do most of the like stuff in the base game first. Like side jobs and gigs, do as many as you think
Oh,
you'd want to do
okay.
before you step into Phantom Liberty.
To take my
Because it
time.
feels way more satisfying because people react to you. They're like, "Oh, like the simple jobs that you've done in the base game." They're like, "Wait, you're that fucking merc that did in that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, we don't want to fuck with you, man. Just take whatever. Take just to do
Okay.
whatever you want."
Okay.
Like they react to you. And if you haven't done anything yet, they'll be like, "Why you're not going to push me over? Like who are you?
Yeah.
What is
Right.
even your name, dude?" But it I would say do some of the side jobs and gigs. I would suggest doing everything up to the do the main quest until the final mission where you meet with
Oh.
Hanako.
Uh huh.
Do the side jobs and do some gigs, whatever you feel comfortable with, however many. And then when you're like, all right, time to tackle Phantom Liberty, go do it.
Wow. Okay. So you want me to wait a while then? You want me to wait until I?
Yes.
Okay.
It feels so good because I think the way Phantom Liberty ends, you'll be like, fuck, I now I like let's beat the story. Let's either get this ending or let's finish the game or like finish up everything I need to do before I finish up the game again.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like that, man. It because it's a tough expansion because there's like some tough enemies and like the enemy scale with your level. So
Yeah.
um and but it feels really nice when the world reacts to you, like the people in the expansion. They're like, whoa, like you're that fucking merc that there was one mission where uh I did a random gig. I did a random gig, and I didn't think much of it. I had to go assassinate one of the animals, which is like the big buff people. If you guys don't play Cyberpunk, they're like these really buff, like cybernetic, like just huge. They just lift weights, and they just like they're fucking chromed up and
Damn.
steroided up.
They
All right.
lift. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, like they're just big hulking guys, and they're a whole gang called the Animals, and so I had to go kill one of their leaders, Sasquatch. That's his name, and
Okay.
that's that. All I had to do was kill the guy. I went up into a fucking warehouse, popped his ass, walked right out, got my eddies, and that was like hours ago. And now I'm in the expansion. I'm doing a gig in the expansion, and where I have to talk to an Animals leader, and I convinced them to leave my homeboy alone because like the V was like, oh, you don't want to end up like Scratch or not Scratch, Sasquatch. And then the person that I was talking to was like, oh shit, I didn't know that homeboy was able to get enough money to hire someone like you. Oh, bro, like you have it. We're not gonna kill him. We'll leave you alone.
That's
Let's get
fucking
out of here.
crazy, dude. That's
Yeah,
so
it
hype.
makes you feel like a fucking badass, dude. You're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't want to end up like your fucking leader. Like,
That's so lit. That's so dope, dude.
yeah,
Well, officially a 10 out of 10 from Good Kraken.
yes, sir.
Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. It feels good, man. Feels good. I'm excited to get into it.
Front to back feels so good. I didn't want to drop it. I was like, I had to convince myself to stop playing the game so I can go to sleep. I was like, I need
I
to
hate
sleep,
that
man.
feeling. I hate that fucking feeling
Yeah.
so much, dude. It feels like you're quitting something important in life. You know
Yeah,
what I
dude.
mean?
I'm like, fuck. Like it's so good right now. Like I want to keep going, but
What a bummer. What a
yeah.
bummer, dude. Well, on the other hand, DJ, I have something that I unfortunately did have to quit. And that was because the
Oh,
movie
wow.
was over. The movie was over. That's why I had to
movie
quit.
was over.
But
Okay. They
I
didn't rerun it.
no, unfortunately not. Unfortunately, it was the last
Put it
showing
on
of the
loop?
night. But
Oh,
last
wow.
night, I got a chance to finally, because we went and saw Creator last week, I went and finally got a chance to go and see Saw X, my friend, Saw X. So I don't know if you're much of a Saw fan yourself, but
Watching one, just a few instances of one was enough for me.
sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like there was some that was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and trust me, like Saw 1 is the best one in my personal opinion. 2 is good. 6 is it's almost good. The rest are just garbo, fucking garbo. Like the rest of these movies are just so.
Which is
so,
the
so
one where
fucking bad.
like the guy had this thing on his like neck or like this laser shit around his fucking scalp, but then
I
he realized it's not the lasers don't affect him, but it like or some shit like that. I don't know.
that sounds like 5. That sounds like 5. I might be wrong though. There's so many of these fucking movies, and
Yeah.
I watched them over
I'm
time.
surprised it's at 10, dude. I swear I thought 10 was like a few installments ago, but I guess I was
Nope,
wrong.
nope. They're
What's
we
the one with Chris Rock in it?
we have.
When is that? What's that one? Because I thought that one was 10. To be
That
honest, I thought that one was
that
10.
was 9 technically, I believe.
Oh, it was
if I remember.
9? Oh, this is the last
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Previous one, I mean?
Yeah. So, this. Okay, so let me start with this. I gotta talk to the Saw people out here. Okay, so the Saw X is based on the time between Saw 1 and Saw 2. Approximately, actually, more directly, the directors and writers have talked about this placing literally 3 weeks after Saw 1 is where
So like
this
a
movie lands.
pre-sequel.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And what we have here is good old John Kramer, Jigsaw himself, getting his diagnosis for cancer officially.
Wait,
And
this guy... Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind.
And-
Yeah, I thought it was like, this guy's still alive. And I was like, oh, wait, it's after the
yeah,
first one. I was
right.
like-
Yeah. No, yeah. So he gets his official cancer diagnosis, specifically brain cancer, and he is going through the grieving process of getting this diagnosis until he somehow stumbles upon a doctor who is willing to do a non-FDA certified treatment for brain cancer. He's heard about this doctor who's done this with a few different people, a good handful of people, and they've walked away from their cancer without any problems. It's completely in remission. And it is the combination of like a bunch of like drugs, along with surgery, and they walk away fucking scratch free, basically. So he gets in contact with her, and she explains, you have to come to Mexico because it's the only place that we can do this and not get into trouble for it. So he goes, does his entire process, and afterwards is, living his life and is starting to no longer feel like he has to grieve, until he goes back to the place where they did this treatment, and he finds out that they scammed him. And that they've been scamming everybody that they've been having come for cancer treatment. And it just so happened.
So like it was just a placebo. They just do nothing.
They were paying for this, and these people were taking the patient's money, people that were dying, stealing their money, and then disappearing into the wind with it. And so it just so happened that these people, these like 6 people involved in this massive scam, just so happened to scam Jigsaw him fucking self.
That's crazy.
And so
he
our
just
boy,
wanted another, he just wanted another chance to live, and these motherfuckers brought him back.
That's
like John Wick, dude.
That's all he did, man. That's all he wanted. And so it spirals into John Kramer doing what John Kramer does best, and that is teaching people lessons. That's what he does. And he does it with grace, if you will. with grace, dude. So with that said, this is, damn it, DJ, the best Saw movie to date.
Whoa.
I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna fucking say it, dog. I'm gonna fucking say it.
The 10th installment of the Saw series is the best.
I'm gonna fucking say it, dog. It is the best Saw movie to fucking date. And there's a few reasons for it.
Get into a plaque. You're gonna.
Let's go. Hand them the official GK reward. You know what I'm saying? Hand them the award.
Tell me about it.
So there's a few things here. Okay, so one, this movie's not perfect because it's a Saw movie.
Oh, okay. It is. Yeah.
Even more so, it's a horror movie, and horror movies are rarely perfect. Rarely perfect. We've seen, Army of the Dead. No, I'm just kidding. That was just to piss off Devin. Malignant, you know what I mean? We've seen movies like Hereditary, like, the elevated horror movies. They're like just this fucking bombacious fucking level of horror movie that is just unfucking touched, right? We've seen movies like that. We've seen movies like It Follows and stuff. Super creative movies. Talk to Me is one, that I recently experienced. That one was really great. Smile was fucking creepy as shit. This is a Saw movie. So let's just start there. The thing here, though, is that they found a way to make John Kramer, Jigsaw, the antagonist of the entire Saw series. And somehow they made me root for him in this movie.
Wow.
They like, because the entire first act is him grieving, getting, finding out he has cancer, grieving that cancer, trying to get rid of it, and then finding out about this scam. And when you get that plot twist, I firstly was kind of like, no.
Yeah, dude,
like,
fuck them up. Yeah, get these fuckers,
Dude, like, they fucked with the wrong one, right? Like, I audibly said no, like, under my breath when he realizes it. And, like, the one thing that's made Jigsaw, John Kramer himself, as a horror movie villain, a horror movie icon, if you will, because everyone knows about Saw, right? Everyone knows about the Saw movies. The one thing that made him, put him past, separated him from all the other horror icons, is that he has a moral code to what he does, right? Like, he's not just doing this shit for the sake of just killing people to kill people, right? He does what he does.
He's killing some fucked up people.
Was that?
He's killing fucked up people.
He's killing fucked up people, people that he feels are fucked up, people that he feels are doing unjust things or are taking advantage of their life or taking advantage of other people's lives and treating others or themselves as a means to an end. That is what he does. And so he, instead of murdering you in cold fucking blood, he then instead tests you to see if you have the will to live to change your life. Right? He's giving you one shot to fucking decide, I want to keep living, right? That's what he does. That's what makes him so interesting. And in this movie, it's no different. He just so happens to be the one caught in the fucking crossfire. So it feels a little bit more revengeful. But it's so good because they make you give a fuck about him. They made me give a shit about this antagonist that has been slaughtering people for the better part of like 2 decades, man. Like this, like, holy shit, dude. And I gave more of a fuck about Jigsaw John Kramer as a person than I did in any of the other movies. Like, this was a sick fucking experience going into this and being like, I genuinely want him to win. Now, with that said, it is a Saw movie. There are the Saw traps in the movies. And unfortunately, the traps aren't like the pinnacle of the traps that we've seen in some Saw movies.
Yeah, they're not at peak. Right?
Yeah, they're not peaked fucked upness, if you will. As a matter of fact, I do have some gripes. The main antagonist in this movie, the woman who is coordinating all the scams, the doctor that's coordinating all these scams and stuff, very subpar antagonist, if you will. Very subpar. She
not much of a big motivation.
Well, no, well, her motivation is money, obviously, because she's stealing like $250,000 from every single person that she's curing of cancer.
And counting for inflation, that's like $500,000.
That's fucking, I know, right? My issue that I have is that her personality in this movie doesn't really come off as con artist. It comes off as like maniacal woman and she gives that performance throughout the course of, once like things come to fruition and like she's being, aggro every here and there. Like, not all con artists are cool with doing fucked up stuff. They just are con artists, right? They steal, they lie, they manipulate some sort of system in order for them to gain some sort of typically financial benefit, right? That's the entire point. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're cool with just watching people get slaughtered. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about her performance that was very like this isn't as believable as I want it to be. But also, there's some stuff that happens in the movie that made me feel like the people around her that were part of the con, but weren't like the ones that were coordinating the con the way she was. They got punished real bad in comparison to anything that happens to her. And you'll understand what I mean when you see the movie, because some of the traps in this. Sorry, Chase. A couple of traps in this are fucking wild.
Like fucked up.
I'll tell you one because it was in the trailer. There's a guy who has to give himself an awake craniotomy. I think that's what. Yeah, he has to cut his own head open and pull out brain matter, his own brain matter, and put it into a little cuppy thing that dissolves the brain matter. And the weight distributes to unlock a little thing that has a key inside.
What the fuck, man?
That he can take the key out and unlock himself. But he only has 3 minutes to do it.
I'm guessing no anesthetic?
No anesthetic. And he's losing his fucking mind, right? That one was metal as shit. But then there's another one that I'm not going to tell you about.
He's not like he's like a little coworker. He's not even like.
And he's just one of the dudes. He's just one of the guys that are just like, I just want to make money, right? He wasn't the one that was like coordinating anything. He was one of the dudes that like lied about one little detail basically. He's like, hi, my name is Mateo. I'm an anesthesiologist. And he was like, nice to meet you. He was like, you too. And then that's it. Like his involvement ended and
And,
started
and
there.
then
You know what
Jigsaw was like, "Fuck this guy in particular.
Fuck you, like
I
fuck
want to
you.
see this guy's brain matter
Fuck
dissolve."
you. Like, and he like honestly worst punishment out of all of them. That was the worst.
Really?
The worst
Like,
trap.
that
And that
was
one
a-
was super
that guy.
fucked up. But like everybody else was pretty tame in comparison to the dude who had to carve out his own fucking head open. But anyways, the movie wasn't perfect, but it was a good Saw movie. This was a very, very fucking good Saw movie. And because of such, I will go out of my way to say that Saw 10 is an 8 out of 10, my friend. Is an 8
Wow,
out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10. Now that goes to tell you that none of the other Saw movies are an 8 out of 10 or higher. I promise you. I promise you. None of them are an 8 out of 10 or higher.
So I had a few questions.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
So I'm assuming that the other Saw movies aren't in the point of view of Jigsaw.
No, yeah.
Or
Typically,
the
the other
rigor?
movies are in the perspective of the victims. Is usually what it is, and he's this big bad guy that has kidnapped these people, put them in these contraptions, and said, "You're taking advantage of your fucking life." And they're like, "What? How? Right?" And we're kind of like, as the audience, like, "Fuck yeah, you are, you piece of shit!" Like, I saw you fucking up, and you know, we're just kind of like halfway rooting for him, but we also understand he's fucking getting people to kill themselves.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy.
He's fucking
Crazy.
people up, right? Like absolutely brazy, right? But we still have like this sort of like weird, you know, cruxed relationship with him. But yes, it is very much from the victim standpoint. You know, even from the first one being the two guys chained in the basement of this, you know, building. And the end of the movie, sorry, spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen fucking Saw 1. It's fucking like 16 years old. I'm sorry. There's two guys chained up in the basement, and there's a body in the middle of the room. They don't know who it is. The end of the movie, you find out it was John Kramer laying on the ground the entire time, just so that he could like keep an eye on everything. And
That's crazy. I never seen the end.
it was wild. It was wild, dude. It's a big fat.
That's a wild take.
That's exactly. That's like part of the reason why Saw 1 was so good. And Saw 2 continues, you know, on with this idea of like these people get kidnapped, they wake up, they're like, oh my god, and then they start hearing I want to play a game, and it's this old fucking guy, and they're like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, you've been fucking your wife's sister for 13 years, and like it's just like some shit like that, right? And it continues on and on until it gets to the point where John Kramer actually starts picking up like an apprentice. And then picks up another apprentice. Like he has lackeys. He has lackeys now. And come to find out, he's had him for a while. He's had him for a real long time. You know what I'm saying? It's wild, dude. It's wild. These movies.
What a wild Saw lore. You know.
I mean, like there's got to be like a Saw wiki. You know what I mean? Like a Saw.
Yeah, like you know. There's probably like a video essay on YouTube about it.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, like a brief explanation of Saw, right?
Yeah, it's like a 3-hour long like video, but it'll explain like everything you need to know about Saw.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you need.
So that answers that question. I was gonna say, so like to follow that up, like so you're saying being in the shoes of, or being in the perspective of Jigsaw, did that help?
Yes.
The movie.
Yes, it absolutely did. I think it was high time that we got a Saw movie that focused on him as the main character, because we always understood his motivations as just something very bare bones, if you will.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you did something wrong. Well, you're about to get fucking tortured for
right.
Days,
We always took it as that, and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine for as far as like a horror villain is concerned. I mean, personally, I enjoy that more to an extent that I do of just like the thing that crawled out of a lake and is now murdering everybody, right? Like there's like I enjoy the motivations of horror villains a lot more than I do the ones that are just like, ugh, and then they just kill you for no fucking reason, right? Hills have eyes. They just, I fucked my cousin, and then they like, you know what I'm saying? Like fuck that. I'd rather not. Yeah. But this. I don't know. Like it's hard to explain it any deeper than just like it because it makes you give a fuck about this dude that we never really gave that much of a fuck about. It inherently made it better. It inherently made it like not just a good Saw movie, but a good horror movie, a good movie. Generally, I even go as far to say.
I was gonna ask, like, does being in that perspective, does it hinder like the horror aspect of these Saw films?
No,
you know what I mean?
No. I mean the thing is too is that like Saw has never been horror because it's horror. It's been horror because it's been kind of gore porn. And that's like. That's why it has, the following that it does. Is like people don't go to Saw because they want jump scares. They go to Saw because they want to see the next creative fucked up trap thing that the writers can fucking think of in the midst of this movie, right? Like that's why do they go to this. And so like I wouldn't argue that there wasn't really any horror thing that was present to be taken away from. It's just the uncomfortability of seeing these people getting slaughtered. And there's that's still present in this fucking movie. The only difference is that this time we're like, yeah, fuck them. Yeah,
absolutely destroy. Maybe not the anesthesiologist. Maybe not that guy.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, the carving out the brain for the brain matter is kind of fucked up when you really think about it.
It was.
Like, should have saved that for the last one.
He was still taking some of the money, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting his cut of the deal. They all
you
knew
do was
that
kick him in the balls and tell him to give the money back. And he'll probably do it. You know what I mean? Like
sure. Yeah. I mean, at that point. Yeah, he would have been totally fine with the kick in the balls. I promise you.
Yeah, Like he's like, all right, do you want to perform brain surgery on yourself or just give the money back? And he'd be like, give the money back. I'll turn a new leaf. I'll be better.
Yeah, dude. No, it's wild. And some of the ones that they have in this are actually pretty creative. Like the one that I can tell you about because it's not really a spoiler because it's like one of the first ones basically that you catch in the movie.
Yeah.
But he gets this guy and he ties like bombs onto his forearms, but the wire that's wrapping the bomb around his forearms is like inserted through the layer of his skin above the bone. And so he like duct tapes scalpels to the dude's hands and says, you have 3 minutes to get the bombs off of you. However, you have to carve them out of your own skin. And so he has to like cut his way through his, like remove the entire top part of his forearm to get the bombs to come off.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was a dope fucking like trap idea. It's simple, it's effective, and it's classic Jigsaw. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. That's why people typically go to Saw. Except this time I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. He absolutely deserves this shit.
I want to see this guy blow up.
Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. I hope time runs out. You know what I'm saying? Like let the clock tick.
Honestly, he would rather want it to be blown up. He had to like imagine cutting up your own fucking forearm out.
I'm just saying, just put it on my mouth and just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Just let it.
Yeah.
Just end it now. Just end it right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yes. 8 out of 10. Saw 10 is an 8 out of 10 for me. This was a very serviceable Saw movie. It wasn't a great horror movie, but it was good. It was good. And I will actually recommend it for some people. If you at all enjoy the Saw movies, this I feel was a very good way to sort of just tie things off. Say, cool, we can end this here if we wanted to. We filled in this time gap for you. Let's move the fuck on with other movies and IPs now, right? Like I would have been totally fine with this being the last movie. And it feels that it could be. They don't necessarily say for sure if it is, because there is a post-credit scene for you folks at home. There is a post-credit scene that ties up one loose end that you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But it's a loose end for that movie. So it's like they don't actually show or tell or anything whether or not like this continues on, because given the timeline of this movie being placed but after 1 and before 2, we know that it continues on already. right? Like, it's not like they're gonna like Saw 11 and it's now between 2 and 3. Like, that'd be fucking stupid. That'd be fucking dumb. Don't do that.
So does he still have cancer throughout the other films? Then
He does, yeah. He technically he dies during one of the movies, effectively. So he is. Oh my God, Raven with the rate of 35. Oh my God, Raven, we love you so much. Hi guys, hi everybody. We're a podcast. We don't have a like a raid trailer or anything like that. But what we can tell you guys is that we are. Louie, hi guys, what's happening, everybody? We are currently just finishing up with my hands-on review of Saw X, an 8 out of 10 movie.
The pre-sequel, Saw the pre-sequel,
the pre-post sequel.
Well, no, it's the.
No, it is a pre-sequel. You're right.
It's pre the sequel. Yeah, it's before the sequel, but it's not the first one.
Yeah,
so it's a pre-sequel. Yes,
it is a pre-sequel. Wow, fuck me.
Wow,
Saw the pre-sequel.
We're figuring things out.
Well, with that said, DJ, what are we doing for the folks at home that now just entered next, my friend?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and thents, I want you to prepare yourselves, okay? Protect your neck, because we're going to the gallows. The gallows.
DJ, tonight for the gallows, and all of you folks at home, all wonderful folks at home, hi, we love you guys, welcome to the family. Tonight for the gallows, our headlining segment, we are talking the best horror game tropes tonight here. Okay, so we have an interesting situation because again, as we mentioned earlier, Garrick, our good old Vermilion beard himself,
rest in peace,
was supposed to be joining us tonight. Due to some tech difficulties, he's actually dead. He died this evening.
Windows 11 killed him.
Yeah, he's finished. R.I.P. Actually was part of one of the Saw traps. It was insane. Dude, it was nuts. And I mean, tomorrow he will be revived because the great, red bearded lords above will revive him as they usually do. But he's dead. He's gone.
We'll miss him.
I mean,
it's almost like he's here with us. I can almost hear him.
I can almost read him in the chat. I can almost read what he's saying in chat. Unfortunately. Rest in peace, Garrett. Yeah. If you read in the obituaries, it says died by Snoo Snoo. That's what it says.
Oh. Wow. I wish I would have gone out like that. I thought it was just a Windows 11 thing. Wow. Maybe I need to upgrade.
Well, it was a Windows 11 thing. He saw the Snoo Snoo on Windows 11. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It short-circuited him. Wow.
But because Garrick is not here, we have an interesting situation where DJ is not the biggest horror fan of either.
Yeah, I'm not. There's certain horror that I enjoy or tolerate more than others. But that's because I'm a big bitch, man. I get scared easily. And I think it doesn't affect me a lot in the moment, like if I'm consuming like any horror media.
Sure.
But it's the afterward. Like my brain cooks up the worst shit. Like, oh, it could be in your closet right now. I'm like, okay, I'm not sleeping tonight. That's what that is. I'm just not sleeping.
The thing is, and here's the very, very big piece of advice that I can give you, okay, is that like if you just want to let it happen, it's no longer worrisome. You know what I mean? So it's like if you actually just say, sure, I'm ready to die, they won't touch you because it's not fun anymore. You know what I mean? It's like when I don't know if you saw that one horror movie about like the little like Jewish demon in like a box thing that this girl gets from like a yard sale or some shit.
The way you described that is wild. Little Jewish demon in a box that a girl gets from
Chat,
a
help me
yard
out.
sale.
Chat, help me out. There's a movie. I think it's like The Something. It's The Something, which is like how horror movies do.
It's always always the
unfortunately,
what.
Unfortunately, we're not talking about horror movie tropes today. We're talking about horror video game tropes. But this movie, they familiarize the idea of like when a demon's after you, if you say its name, it'll go away. It'll leave you alone because you know who it is, right? So the fucking little like the Jewish, the possession. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Thank you, the possession. The Jewish dude at the end of the movie is kind of like, I know you, Bazizu, and he's like yelling at him. He's like, I'm like crawls back a little bit, like gets sucked back in the box and shit. It's like that. So if you just like,
Wow.
if you tell the scary shit that you know what it's up to because you're willing to accept it, it becomes far less scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like the demons and shit.
Nah, man, I'm gonna put my covers up. You know, my blanket's my armor.
No,
they
dude.
can't touch me.
My point
They
being
can't touch me.
is that the monsters under your bed, they're trying to fuck with you. But if you just pull your sheets up and let your toes hang off the bed and say, "Ooh, you can't get me, can't get me, can't get me,"
I'm not talking to the little demons.
They're not gonna go
Man.
through like, you know, what the fuck, dude. What the fuck? This isn't fun anymore.
I had a really bad like sleep paralysis thing,
Uh-huh.
and that just affected me a lot. And I was like, I don't want to experience that again.
I mean,
that shit was scary.
Imagine how good sleep paralysis is if like Slender Man, your sleep paralysis demon, if he is for you.
Dude, that shit fucked me up for a long time.
If
That-
like
that-
Slender
that shit
Man,
was going around?
if it was like Slender Man, but instead of it being Slender Man, you imagine him in a like one-piece bathing suit. It's no longer scary.
But
You know
see,
what I mean?
Ernell, I don't want to fuck everything like you do.
I'm not saying I'm
You know
gonna
what?
fuck Slender Man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe I will.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you're trying to say, but
Did you say 7
Slender Man
feet?
in a bathing suit?
Did you say
I don't
7 feet? He's 7 feet tall. Oh my god!
Look, man.
I do
man.
have my monster fucker permit. I have my.
See,
monster
I don't have
fucker
that.
permit. Yeah, I do.
Nor
have
do
that.
I want one.
You should. You should. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? No, I'm not waiting in line for that. Sorry.
So DJ, what I want to do, I'll kick things off here for us to make things a little bit easier, so that you can kind of see what we're working with as far
I
as.
came up with a few in my one in my head.
Okay. I like it, my friend. So, fucking Brett and chat tucks hair behind your ear. It looks so shyly. When God, Slendy, stop. You know, like, stop. You're so silly.
You're not supposed to be here.
Stop it. Get out. My dad's going to find you. Anyways, so the first best horror movie trope that I want to bring to the table here, okay? And this is, we're not listing these or anything like that. We're just naming them off. We're just
Horror
naming
video
off
game
some of
trope.
them.
Horror
Video game trope. Yes, horror video game trope specifically. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah.
So firstly, I want to talk about how the jump scares in horror video games are always like a door getting slammed open. Almost every fucking time. And every time.
It's like open or close as well.
Yeah,
Or close.
100%.
Like if it slams closed. You're like, oh fuck no, oh fuck
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, fuck that, dude. And here's the deal, right? Even though that's like the trope, and every time I'm like, I know that's gonna fucking happen. They fucking get me every time, man. They get me every goddamn time. And I'm like, like every time that jump comes for me, dude. I can't like ever anticipate it enough. Cause I'm like, I know it's gonna happen. But I don't know when. And that's my problem, right? I can't anticipate. I can't
Okay.
allocate to when that's gonna hit. So, DJ.
I was gonna say like that also plays into whenever you walk into an area and the door shuts behind you and you're fucked in, like you're just trapped in it. You haven't hit whatever's in that area yet, but you just know you can't go out.
Mm-hmm.
You just know for a fact you are not leaving that place.
Nope.
Okay?
Trying.
You're not going the way you came back, or you're not going back the way you came in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That shit already puts you on edge. I'm like, oh fuck.
There
Now
you
it's
go.
just a matter of time. Now it's
There
just
you
a
go.
matter of time or a matter of movement. I interact one thing, dude, I'm gonna get scared.
I'm saying, man. I got Honey in chat and Xantho asking if I played Demonologist yet. No, I have not. But Raven has been trying to talk us into playing Demonologist heavily the past like month or so.
I think what is it? 4 players? 4?
I think it is 4 players. Yeah, it is 4 players.
All
I
right,
believe.
maybe I can't remember if this one had the stipulation of it being 3.
Ooh,
I
maybe,
think this was.
maybe
I
it
think
might
that
have
was.
been three.
I think that was it. It
Yeah,
was
we might be
3.
wrong. But
It's
well,
4.
honey, I know I was playing, and she says 4, so maybe it's a different way of
Okay.
thinking of. However, we are
Maybe it's
playing for you
different.
guys at home. We are playing Deceit 2 this Friday. So you guys are more than welcome to come in and hang out with us and watch as we absolutely shit our pants for that on Friday night. That'll be a good time. I'm gonna shit and fart.
Wear a diaper.
I always do, baby. You know what I'm saying? So DJ, my next favorite video game horror trope. Okay, our main character, who's almost always guy, looking for person.
Yeah. Resident Evil, we're looking at you.
Resident Evil,
Mostly.
Silent Hill, 1, 2, and 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
count Alan
4.
Wake?
I mean, like, the list fucking goes on, dude. The list fucking goes on.
Guy character, son.
Guy characters.
white guy number 3.
Yeah. Guy who did not know well enough. Listen, we've gotten some of the best horror game protagonists just from being Guy Characterson. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, I'll give them credit for being just Guy Characterson. They do make it a good job to, like, we like these characters. We appeal to them.
yeah.
Because they're just, it's such a fucked up situation. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, like,
this
we
ordinary guy looking for his wife or a daughter
we
or
spent
whatever.
2 games not having any idea what fucking Ethan Winters looked like for Resident Evil, Biohazard, and Village until, you know, in Village, but pretty much if you did like the 3rd-person mod and shit like that. And we still gave a fuck about this dude because like, dude, how many times you get your fucking hand cut off? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times is your hand gonna get cut off? And this poor guy he said 3. He said three times.
And your loved ones is in danger. Like,
Yeah,
again,
exactly, dude. Yeah, it just poor guy can't fucking catch a break. And then let's not even like mention, you know, the Silent Hill dude, Silent Hill Guy Characterson, just looking for his daughter or looking for his wife or looking for a way out of his apartment. Like it's like they're constantly just looking for another person, unfortunately. But anyways, DJ, your turn, my friend. What's another video game horror trope that you enjoy?
dude, when the fucking I think this is like almost all horror video games, man. When the big bad's chasing you, dude. The big bad chase. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when we're playing Biohazard, when fucking
DJ
Big Papa
plays,
just
yep.
busts through the door, grabs you, you know, or not the door, the fucking wall.
Yes.
That shit was like, and then like you're just getting constantly chased, and like you got to find your way into shit like alien isolation type shit as well. Like like that, like that constant pressure, like it could be behind you. Also, there is an alien isolation moment in Phantom Liberty, by the way. There's a stealth section. You have you have no access to cyberware or your weapons. It is just survival. It is literally just survival. Yeah. That's why I was saying he was like a 10 out of 10. Like this shit was like
gives you all the goodies. Gives you all the goodies, man.
Apparently it's really it's scary too. It's
so actually that stresses me out because what I was gonna say is that like I have a real hard time with horror games like that, like the Amnesias, the what's the other one?
Outlast,
the Outlasts, you know, the Evil Withins, if you will. I have a hard time.
It's the not being able to do anything. That's
right.
What fucks you up?
Like I can't fight back because my natural impulse in most
like,
fight or flight situations is fight, right? Like that's my like, you know what I'm saying? Like
give me a gun. I don't care if it shoots BBs, dude. Just
that's what I'm fucking
go.
going for, doggy dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so in a game like Amnesia or Outlast, it goes against my better instincts the entire
Just have
game.
to fucking
Just
run.
run and hide, and I just fucking hate that. I hate that so much. I don't think it makes it a bad game by any means. I'm just garbage at those games because my instinct
Yeah.
is like, oh fuck, and I
It's a
can't.
whole sequence. But when I told you about the fork in the road choice, like I didn't do it because I chose something different. So if you go down the other way, you'll have to do that. But apparently you get some cool rewards if you find your way around.
DJ's buddy way back to Cyberpunk. I love you so much.
Dude,
Garrett,
I was watching gameplay. I was like, that shit's fucking scary. I played Alien Isolation as well. That shit's scary as fuck.
Garrett calls these games can't fight back protagonist, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that can't fight back guy, which is good.
Can't fight back guy is fun. I kind of like the can't fight back guy.
I would just prefer can't fight back all the time guy. That's what I would prefer. You know what I mean? Like give me a final boss fight at the end that says maybe I do pick up a gun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
maybe I got some cool shit up my sleeve. You know what I mean?
Right. Like maybe I pick up that dude's chainsaw. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I do that. Maybe it's me. Maybe I make that choice. You know? Anyways, so our my next trope here. Gonna see which one's picking at the brain when I'm thinking about it here, right? Oh, I got it. Actually, that bridges perfectly into this. The horror game second to last boss fight. Because that shit is guaranteed to be harder than the final boss fight.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, dude. You are getting
You're
worked
right, dude.
every time.
I think about dude. I was like, it took me a second process, but I was like,
the penultimate boss, dude. It's just nah, dude. You're gonna lose 10 times out of 10. I promise you're gonna lose that fight the first time around. Because those horror movie penultimate bosses. Crazy. They got combos for fucking days. They like no stagger. Like you just
what comes to mind when you think about those penultimate?
Oh man.
bosses?
Let's see. The first one that comes to mind is the second to last boss fight in the original Resident Evil 3. I want to say it was. It might be 2. I might be getting it. It's been a long time. It's been a while because I didn't play the remakes. I didn't play the RE remakes for 2 and 3. I didn't touch them. I should. I absolutely fucking should because
you should.
They're good.
Apparently, they're great games.
But yeah, actually both games. If my memory is serving me correctly, both of those actually have a penultimate fight. That's kind of fucked up because it involves the creature thing involved with William. And like the tyrant, you know, whatever. Excuse me, not William, the tyrant. And that, because the final fight ends up just being this thing where it's like you just have to last long enough. You know what I mean? You last long enough, you finally do enough damage, you're fucking
like some
game,
gimmick,
right?
There's like some gimmick, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Parasite Eve has a really, really fucking hard second to last boss. That's a fucking classic. I know that's before your fucking time even. But Parasite Eve was fucking
probably before I was born.
Yeah, 100% guaranteed it was. I mean, like Cyberpunk was before you were born too, but
yeah.
DJ, go on. What's your next favorite horror trope?
I gotta think, man. Okay. This is just for Resident Evil games, but it's for games in general.
Okay.
But like it hits harder in a horror setting. For Resident Evil, when they start giving you gear, you're like, wait, what's about to happen?
About to happen? The ammo all over the place.
Yeah,
moment,
you're
right?
like, oh, hey, like nice piece of ammo. Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh.
Oh,
there's more.
Ooh, a piece of ammo.
Oh, fuck! Starts reloading, starts healing, you
yep.
know, like just wrapping everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, it hits harder, especially if in a horror game you're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? What's going to go on? Because that's how I program my brain when we're doing the Village playthrough, GK play.
Yeah, right.
Because I was like, I had to just bear game instinct the whole thing. because I was like, I'm not about to trip up, dude. I'm not about to get caught.
Listen,
That fucking hillbilly family is not making me a victim. Dude.
You
I'm
were
about to go
clicking
through it.
heads though. You were clicking heads like fucking crazy, man. I remember
Oh,
watching
man,
that
that
shit.
was
Like,
just
oh my
instinct,
god,
dude.
I don't think he missed her face once. Like, I remember that specifically. He didn't miss her face once.
I dumped like 2 whole mags into your face.
She wasn't dead.
I was like, it's not working. It's not working.
Welcome to the family, boy. I think one that I want to mention before we finish off here.
Yeah.
It might just be my ancestors talking here. A little bit. It could be. Unless you guys at home agree with me here. But I would go as far as to say that horror games and water never mix well. And I mean like swimming or deep water.
Hell no.
Or
Yeah. That's a hell no. If you ever see a water section, you're like, no, this can't be. I gotta be in the wrong place. There's no way I'm about to dive in headfirst into whatever the fuck that is.
Nope.
Right? Never.
Because it ain't never for fishing. It ain't never for fishing. No.
I've never seen a fishing mechanic besides dredge in a horror game.
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's like the whole premise of dredge.
No, fuck the water. Fuck the water in horror games. Like, I mean, like, listen, we experienced this in Resident Evil 4.
Or like pools of blood. Any liquid on the ground that is sizable enough to fit any person.
I mean, honestly, you're kind of onto something, dog. Any decent size of liquid is enough to be like, don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like a tank of water that can fill up like a body because you know that thing, whatever's in that tube of water is going to come out, right? It's going to come out.
Yeah. If it breaks or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
any tubes, any
puddle.
fucking tubes or any broken broken capsules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to be near it.
Tube of liquid on the ground. You're like, not tube, a puddle of liquid on the ground. You're kind of like, what the fuck is that? You look up, it's got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's done.
Yeah.
It's over with. And then that's not even just to like, almost guaranteed it's either that or the puddle is the monster. Like the monster comes out of the puddle. It's like, and you have to run away from it and has a bunch of spikes that come out of its fucking body. You know, like you don't fucking know. You don't fucking know.
I thought of another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Dead body. The
dead body. Oh man.
Yeah, in quotes, air quotes, for our audio listeners.
That's
dead body.
Oh.
That one fucks me up because it's like you look like every other dead corpse I've seen. Mm-hmm. But there's something a little bit off. And then all of a sudden you move. I'm like, fuck you. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Fucker. I knew you were gonna move. I knew it. And then it distracts you from what was actually happening. You get fucked.
Because you know, if you walk too close, it's gonna grab your leg. It's gonna grab your ankle.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like,
and you're like, oh. And
sometimes they force that. Sometimes they force in the older games. They force that interaction.
They do, of course.
I know it. Because you see it. You're like, I know that guy's fucking move. He's gonna fucking move. You try to kill it, or you try to like avoid him.
Yep.
Or like try to make him jump, and he'll still be dead as a fucking doorknob. But as soon as you step that one step, you're fucked.
Done.
He's got you.
Well, that was a part of what made Resident Evil 1 so good, because it was like one of the first like horror games, generally speaking. 2, one of the first horror games to like make you want to have to double tap, right? Like as Drax says in chat. The problem was that because the shitty tank controls back in the 90s, you would double tap and not realize that you didn't actually hit it. And so, so you'd think, I think I got him.
Yeah, there's no ghosting, dude.
No, dude. You can totally fucking miss his body. And so you're like, I fucking got him, dude. And you go walk down the hallway, and it like gets you. And you're like, fuck. Which leads perfectly to the other horrible fucking thing in horror games. It's fun. That's why I say horrible, because it's fun. It's also fucking horrifying. Dogs in horror games, not okay. Not okay.
Yeah.
Not
dogs. No.
Because it's not the whole ordeal of like, I can't pet the dog. It's the I don't want to pet that dog. You know what I mean? Like this, like, because again, a la Resident Evil 1, the mansion, your first run in with zombie dogs in Resident Evil, the franchise as a whole, is within the first 10 minutes of the game. You walk down a hall, going on the east side of the fucking mansion. You go down this hall, there's nothing there. You're like, okay, cool. You walk down 15 feet. Nothing. 20 feet. And then a dog comes jumping through the fucking window.
Yeah, through the window.
Hell the fuck no.
And
Hell the
then
fuck no.
sets you up
Dogs
for life,
in
you know what I'm saying?
any horror game. Any horror-esque game at all. Dogs in FPSs also kind of fucking suck. But dogs in horror games? Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Hard pass.
I got 2 quick ones before we wrap up.
All right. You give me your last two, I'll give you my last one. Go ahead.
Okay. Ghosts, like those fucking they just pop out. Because even if a horror game doesn't like feature ghosts, there's always like a ghostly section. There's always that one fucker. There's always a Casper. There's always a fucking Casper that wants to ruin your day, and it's always like that. Always like that. And then the other one was audio stingers. You know what I mean?
Oh, gross.
Like there's certain audio stingers that you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like it sends you into panic. You know what I mean?
Dracula. Speaking of dogs, do you remember Cujo back in the day? We don't talk about Cujo. Right? We don't talk about Cujo, man. That's heartbreaking shit, dude. Oh man. I think my last one that I want to bring up here. Horror music in games. Generally, horror music in games. Because that shit alone can fuck you up real bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the tropes here in horror game music, right, is the like sound that you get, like
the fucking
Yep. You get me. That sound design, man.
Yeah.
It's not okay, dude. It's not fucking okay, man. Because the sound design and the music alone.
If you hear piano, it's over.
Well, I mean, it's what makes games like BioShock so good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because without that sound design, without those weird noises and weird music and stuff, the ambiance of everything, BioShock wouldn't have been scary. It would have been just like another weird fucking fantasy game.
Here to kill shit.
Yeah, here's your fuck shit up. But that music made it where it's like, I don't want to turn that corner because I don't know what's going to be around the corner. I'm going to turn that corner and all of a sudden, like some weird shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with like, Soma was an example that Shaq gave too. Soma was the same thing. The sound design in that, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Evil Within, fuck the sound design in that game. Go ahead, DJ.
The lack of music. Lack of ambiance too. That's a trope. Because you feel it. You're like, this shit's way too quiet. This shit's way too quiet. I don't know what it is. It's way too quiet.
You just hear from like your feet stepping in the grass.
Whoa! What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You just like your little footsteps like, and that's all you hear.
You're like, oh no.
And then your character stops and you hear. You're like, no, don't shit again. Fuck that,
exciting
dude.
the process, and it's all of a sudden right behind you. You're like, oh,
that's it, man. It's right behind you. Just like we are right behind you guys. So let's talk about being behind you guys for the rest of this week. So Thursday, we have another Shipwreck show where we, as you guys know, get together and just bullshit for an hour and a half. But even more importantly, it is a show in which you guys can write into. Okay, you guys can, if you're in our Discord channel, which we can link you guys here in chat. Thank you, DJ. If you're in our Discord and you are a Twitch subscriber, you can go into our Discord that you are more than welcome to join at any point that you would like. And our Twitch subscription will allow you access to the Shipwreck submissions channel that is within our Discord, in which you can ask us any question your little heart desires, and we will, if we think that'll make for good content, we will answer your question live on the Shipwreck show and give you potentially the worst advice you've ever had in your entire life.
The best advice. Also,
best, worst advice,
and if you're not a Twitch sub, you can join the Discord anyway and enjoy all our other channels and hang out with us. Sometimes we actually do watch parties, you know, every now and then.
Yep. No,
yeah, Devin does a little Ahsoka watch party.
Not tonight, unfortunately. He's seeing Census fail, which is, you know, I'm stuck in a coma. Yeah, that band. Good band. Good band. Just wish we were more important. No, I'm just kidding. No, you guys can write in. And because it is officially Cracktober, which I didn't get this set up for Cracktober, I'll put up whatnot. I'll have that ready for us on Shipwreck Show. But it is Cracktober, which means that for the entire month of October, Good Kraken celebrates Halloween by doing lots of horror and horror content, horror conversations, just lots of stuff about the big spoopies that we all love, out of horror content and horror movies, horror games, all the dark, creepy stuff that we enjoy. We celebrate that all month long. So with Shipwreck, we like to have you guys ask us questions that are focused on horror stuff or scary stories or spooky stuff.
Spooky stuff.
Just all sorts of like anything dark, creepy, makes you want to poop your pants a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Costume malfunctions for Halloween or weirdest Halloween stories type shit.
I mean, like last year, one of the questions we got was what was our favorite Halloween costume, and DJ's I believe was the best if I remember correctly. I get.
What was my answer, dude?
I can't remember your answer either. I remember
guess you
it
gotta
was good.
Watch the episode.
I feel like it had something to do with your dad. I feel like.
Fuck, dog.
I feel like something to do with your dad. Anyways,
dude, that feels so long ago.
I know, right?
Like
a year ago, dude. That was
ago.
a fucking year ago, man. I tell you what,
crazy, dude.
I tell you what, man. We've been at this for a while, guys. Let's move into Friday. So, Splash Damage, our gameplay stream every week that we do. As mentioned earlier, we are going to be playing Deceit 2. That'll be me. That'll be DJ. That'll be Devin. That'll be Raven, and then maybe potentially a couple of you guys at home. We have space for up to 8 people that we can have.
Xander might be there too, right?
I think Xander streams that night. I think he's streaming that night, but we'll see. Because I think he's playing a different horror. Because he's also kind of doing his own Halloween celebration.
Yeah, he's also doing a check out Xander. It's Xander.
Definitely check out Xander. That's twitch.tv/it's Xander, ITSZNDR. But also Xander
XNDR.
Oh, my bad.
You said Z.
X and DR.
Dude, known this guy for years, and you don't know his fucking
My bad, dude. Well, I mean, like Xander likes to, celebrate his Halloween stuff. He also likes to directly compete with our streaming times. I don't know why, but like he does. He likes to do it. Yeah, it's fine. I love you, Xander. I'm just kidding.
I mean, he does most of the stuff here, so.
I know. And then Saturday we have another Good Kraken podcast where we're going to be doing officially, and this is not a Cracktober celebration episode, but we are doing our review or spoiler-free review of Ahsoka because the finale is tonight. It actually just dropped a couple hours ago. And
why doesn't this get a theatrical release? But episode 5 does.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Weird,
anyways,
right?
Ahsoka is finally coming to a close, and we are all super excited to talk about this show with you guys. So on Saturday, 12 o'clock Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern time, we will be on here doing that with you guys. In the meantime, guys, please tell us your favorite horror video game tropes. Tell us some of your favorite horror video games, generally speaking. We want to hear from you guys. Comment them down below. Comment them on Twitter. Let us know on our Discord. We want to hear from you guys as per usual, my friends, because this has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show.
Good Kraken Show.
If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive content, and soon have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea.
Yar.
Thank you, DJ. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there.
Review.
Give us 5 stars.
the #1 podcast in Atlantis.
We have to get going, everybody. But until next time, my friends.
Boo.
Scared you, didn't I?